So now what we're going to do is start looking at locating and learning the positions of notes on the fretboard. Now, before we get into looking at specific notes, I think it's very important for you to understand something very fundamental about playing the guitar, which is the distance between notes. I'm going to start by playing the 3rd fret here of my A string. Now, we have the series of frets on the guitar. Now, 1 fret, if I just add my 2nd finger, that's referred to as a semitone. A whole tone is 2 frets apart. Now, this very basic concept of the distance between notes is going to be vital when it comes to learning the positions of the notes on the fretboard. So just remember that. If you're going to look at playing a semitone, a note a semitone away from another note, that's 1 fret. If you're going to look at playing a note which is a whole tone away from another note, that's 2 frets. Try to start recognizing that sound. I like to associate the sound of a semitone with, say, something like Jaws. It has quite a sinister sound about it. Whereas the whole tone has a slightly more satisfying sound about it. Okay, so now let's take a look at learning the notes on our E and our A strings. Now, first of all, let's start off with the open E. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to continue through our musical alphabet. What's the next letter that follows E? That's going to be F. Now, F is a semitone away from our E note. Now, we can go up by a whole tone, which will give us G. We can go up another whole tone, which will give us A. Another whole tone, which will give us B. A semitone, which will give us C. A whole tone, which will give us D. And then another whole tone, which will give us E. And that's exactly the same note name as our open E string, but it's an octave higher, or it can be referred to as 12 semitones higher. If you think about how many frets you have on your guitar, you have 12 frets up to this point. That's 12 semitones. So let's look at some concepts of learning the notes on the fretboard. Now, one of the things that you can actually use are the fret markers as a point of reference. You have a fret marker at the 3rd fret, at the 5th fret, at the 7th fret, at the 9th fret, and then at the 12th fret. And if you're looking on the top of your neck, most guitars will have a double dot here at the 12th fret, which gives you the marking that's the octave. That's where everything starts again. That's the same as the open strings. So what you can think about is the positions of these notes on the markers. Now, for instance, you can play a G note on the 1st marker, on the low E string at the 3rd fret, an A note at the 5th fret marker, a B note at the 7th fret marker. Now, things do get a little bit confusing up here. This 9th fret marker is actually a non-natural note. We are learning natural notes here. We have notes in between our natural notes, which are, they're called sharps and flats, and we're going to discuss those at in another lesson. So if I want to play a B note to a C note to continue through our natural notes, we're going to play 1 semitone. Okay, so that's 1 fret. And then a whole tone away from the C note will be our D note, and then a D note, a whole tone above that will be our E note. So you might be wondering about the 1st fret. We haven't played anything on the 1st fret. I was just dealing purely with the markers, and then obviously there's this funny little area here with the 9th fret marker, which is a non-natural note. Now, if you're going to play the 1st fret of the low E is an F note. Now, it's quite easy to remember that that's 1 semitone away. Now, between the notes of E and F is 1 semitone, and it's 1 semitone between the notes of B and C. All the other natural notes in that we're playing from the musical alphabet are all a whole tone apart. So you can actually come up with a little acronym, a little rhyme to remember that. Semitone between B and C, because, open E to F, everything's fun. So just think about that, because everything's fun. That tells you the semitone markers, B to C and E to F. So when you're playing the musical alphabet on the low E string, you've got E open, a semitone to F, that's at the first fret. Then we just follow the markers, G, A, B. So we have a semitone between B and C, then a whole tone from C to D, and then a whole tone from D to E. Now, the same idea works on the A string. It's the same formula. It's all whole tones to be able to play our natural notes, apart from B to C as a semitone and E to F is a semitone. So if we use that idea, we play the open A string, we play a whole tone, we get B, semitone C, whole tone D, whole tone to E, semitone to F, whole tone to G, whole tone to A. Now, in terms of remembering those notes, again, you can look out for the natural notes on the dot markers. You've got C, D, and E. Okay, so maybe try and start to learn those dot markers there. Obviously, a semitone higher from E gives you F, and then it's a whole tone higher for G, and then it's a whole tone higher for A. So what is the purpose of us learning the notes on the neck? Well, first of all, it's a great way of finding chords. If I hold our humble power chord, I'm going to play a 2-finger power chord. The root note, or the first note of the chord I'm playing, is on the E string, and then I'm playing the next note of the chord on the D string. Now, the root note is the note that gives the chord its name. My first finger is situated on the 3rd fret of the E string. That's my first dot marker. That's the note of G. So this is a G5 power chord. I can move that up. This is an A note. That's an A5 power chord. I can move that up. There's a B5. Remember, no, it's a semitone between B and C, so I just move up a semitone. There's C5. So it's a way of identifying my chords. We can take that same concept and apply it to chords with the root note and the A string. What we're doing here is playing a power chord with its root note, its first note on the A string. I'm playing that 2-finger power chord on the A and the D string. My fingers are a whole tone apart. My root note is coming from the first finger, which is located on the 3rd fret A. The 3rd fret of the A is the note of C. Therefore, this is a C5 power chord. If I moved up a whole tone, D5, move that up a whole tone, E5, move up a semitone, F5. Okay, so it's a great way of you being able to locate chords. You can also use the same concept when locating scales. So learning the notes on the bottom 2 strings really does have its benefits, and I would really strongly advise that you spend some time locating the natural notes and committing those to memory.